me, Kimmy Diamond. Hey, Music Link with Kimmy Diamond. How you doing? Welcome. Content brought to you by Music Arena. So get y'all popcorn ready, get y'all drinks or whatever, because this is going to be a good episode that we have here. Okay, now we are going to kick it off with the segment called Bar Time. Okay, this is where we get into bars that's said by artists, nice bars to where we dissect it a little bit. And for a disclaimer, yes, we have to clean up the lyrics, okay? Because I don't know if kids are around you, you know what I mean? So, all right, we keeping it PG or PG-13. So this is a throwback edition where we going way back and just reminiscing about the songs that were released that were hot. So we finna go back to Swagger Like Us by Jay-Z, T.I. featuring Kanye West and Lil Wayne. This is one of my favorite tracks. And also this track is on T.I.'s album Paper Trail, okay? Now, this is one of my favorite songs, okay? And it's still hot to this day. We finna start it off with, hey, I know I got it first. I'm Christopher Columbus. Y'all just the pilgrims. Thanksgiving, do we even got a question? Hermes, pastel, I passed the dressing. Oh, yeah. So I like this bar right here. Kanye West did his thing on this bar right here. We all know back then, with Christopher Columbus and the Pilgrims, that history. And this is a good simile and double entendre by Kanye West. Hermes pastel, I passed the dressing. And that dressing kind of resonates with the Thanksgiving word that he said in that bar. So I definitely did like this bar. He really did his thing on this one. And next, I'm gonna go with, but I can't teach you my swag. You can pay for school, but you can't buy class. School of Hard Knocks, I'm a grad, and that all blue Yankee is my graduation cap. Yeah, okay. So we all know that Jay-Z is one of the kings of metaphors here. So this is a good metaphor here. All right. So yeah, you can pay for school, you can't buy class. We all heard that quote before. And when it comes to Jay-Z, he all know about that hard knock life. That's all he know about. And basically, he is resonating with the whole like school edition of life to the streets. So this is basically saying I have enough street smarts and I'm a graduate from the streets. So this is basically what that bar is. And I like that. Okay. And next, Gangsta-ish Hereditary, got it from my dad, flow colder than February with extraordinary swag. Okay. So that is the last bar that T.I. said on this song. Basically what he's saying is that, like the gangster stuff is in me, it runs in the family, it's genetics, I can't do nothing about that. So this is just what it is. So just know that this is expected. And flow colder than February, we all know that February is the last month of winter. So I like how he did that. Again, this is a nice lyrical song by all of these four artists that's on that song. And it's definitely a memorable time in hip hop, which was released in 2008. And I am getting old. Oh my gosh. So yeah, so next song we got is 6 Foot 7 Foot by Lil Wayne featuring Corey Guns. We like this song right here is very memorable. Okay, along with a Millie. This is Lil Wayne's biggest song yet. So we're finna start off with the bar. Life is a bee and death is a sister. Sleep is the cousin. What a family picture. Father time. We all know Mother Nature. It's all in the family, but I am of no relation. Now, so if you watch All in the Family, he is basically saying that in the bar. All in the Family is a TV show as well. I do love this metaphor. This is a good metaphor by Lil Wayne. And Father Time, Mother Nature, just I just like this bar right here. It's a nice metaphor. And Lil Wayne is known for metaphors and just putting things together in his own unique way. And then next we have talking to myself because I am my own consultant. Married to the money, F the world, that's adultery. Nice pun that he did there with that one. And basically, what he's saying is that, I don't trust anybody. I don't put my trust in anybody. I rather listen to myself because I have my own best interest within myself. Okay. Forget everybody. And, um, I'm married to the money, and we all know that, he is the CEO and founder of Young Money. So he's putting that in there. And, after world, that's adultery. Like forget, but I'm gonna still rock with you. But it's adultery at the end of the day. So I like that part that he did. And next one, I'll be macking about my stacking. Now I pack like a mover. Shout to Ratchet for backing out on behalf of my shooter. Now, Corey Guns, I have to say, is an underrated rapper. Okay. This one right here was hard. Okay. It's hard. I love the personification that he's doing right here. Because we all know the Ratchet is, is the blicky, you know what I mean? No, just playing. But a Ratchet, is a gun and backing out on behalf of my shoe. I do like this. Like this one right here was too smooth with it, along with the flow that he applied to this bar right here. It's just amazing. This was a very memorable track. This was a very memorable track. And again, I'm getting old. I was in middle school when he dropped this. So of course I remember it down to the T. So yeah, we finna wrap up bar time. Again, shout out to Jay-Z, T.I., Kanye, Lil Wayne, and Corey Guns. Keep doing y'all thing. And yeah, so that's that. That's it for bar time. Now we finna go into the next segment. The next segment is Flowers, where we giving artists, producers, anybody who contributed to the hip hop culture their flowers. So we making sure that they are appreciated, right? We don't want them to feel unappreciated or underappreciated. Master P. Master P. Master P. Gotta give flowers to him, man. Definitely a pioneer of hip hop. He definitely opened doors for like a lot of ideas. He is definitely the epitome of not selling yourself short. Now, we all know that he is a rapper, record producer, actor, entrepreneur, philanthropist, investor, and of course, a former basketball player. He reached so many heights within his life. It's just amazing to see how many things that Master P has accomplished. Okay. Now, we all know that he's the founder and the CEO of No Limit Records. He put a lot of people on, from Mia X, Mystical, helped Snoop Dogg out, um, Serve on. Fiend. I could go on, man. And of course, he put his family on, Murder C. C Murder. I'm sorry. C Murder. Slick the Shaka, and of course his son Romeo Miller. Like, we could just go on. Like, the catalog just goes on. He of course he did No Limit Films, and there is No Limit Comedy and No Limit Sports. Like, what I love about Master P is that he made sure that things are not at a limit. He will go past the moon, the sky, or whatever. Like, literally no limit. He definitely proved that point. It's definitely a point, a statement that has been proven along without the years. He invested in a lot. He invested in a travel agency, a Foot Locker retail outlet, real estate, stocks, film, music, clothing, like you name it. Master P, of course, put his couple of cents in there. You know what I mean? So I just find that very amazing. And I feel like a lot of people, especially in this generation, can learn a lot from Master P. You know what I mean? He did a lot for the culture, period. Not just only in hip hop culture, but of course, he's from New Orleans. He gave back to his people back there. And, it's just amazing. And you can get a lot of gems and a lot of game from Master P. Just watch his interviews. Watch his interviews. He's like one of those teachers, an like a teacher that does not have a certificate but can teach you something. Like, that's Master P. And Master P, again, he is a pioneer, and just give his flowers to him. He's very amazing. He's done a plethora of things, which is crazy. It's a long list to name, but again, shout out to Master P. Okay, so you are acknowledged. Now we finna go to Biz After Music. This is where we talk about, you know, artists, producers, anybody in the hip hop culture going beyond music, whether it's investing, endorsements, deals, all of that. So it's beyond music at this point. Okay, we talking about Master P again. Okay, Master P is partnering with Launch Tennessee, partners up with them so that he is involved with hosting events to instill and teach Nashville business owners who are aspired to run their own business, which I think is cool. And Launch TN built a nation around startup businesses. Now, of course, this is down Master P's alley. He get it. He understand. He even quoted that Tennessee is like a second home to him. So that is very cool to help out, the community, help out with young entrepreneurs who want to get a head start in the business. And you're gonna learn from the best. Okay, you're gonna learn from the best. Okay, he had a lot of successes throughout the year, so why not get some game from Master P. Okay. And then next we have Megan Thee Stallion inks a deal with Popeyes. Okay, now the Houston Stallion. Okay, she has established a development deal with Popeyes, and she is also the newest franchise owner. This is very big because we all know that Popeyes is one of the biggest like food chains ever. And also she have her own hottie sauce. This also is included with the deal, along with some merchandise items, which I find very, very, very cool. That is very interesting. And yeah, both Popeyes and Megan Thee Stallion will make a six-figure donation to Houston Random Acts of Kindness Foundation, a nonprofit, which is very good. And of course, Megan Thee Stallion is definitely doing her thing here, and it's very good to have some type of business deal, whether it's from food to clothes, makeup. You know what I mean? Because you can't put all your eggs into one basket. So it's very nice to see, Megan doing her thing. You know what I mean? And it's very nice to see that Master P is giving game to the young kids. So that is a nice thing. That's a good thing. Now we finna go to compare and contrast. Okay, this is a segment where we talk about either producers or artists who is similar, who gets compared to a lot, yet they are different in their own unique way. Now, this is a duo edition. This is a new edition. Okay, this is a duo. Okay, a producer and an artist. Okay, so Swiss Beats and Eve versus Jermaine Dupri and the Brat. Got it. Swiss Beats and Eve versus Jermaine Dupri and the Brat. Okay. So these two duos right here is like very memorable. Started in the 90s. You know what I mean? Can't go wrong with it. You know what I mean? So one thing about these two, Jermaine Dupri and Swiss Beats, they help build up labels, Rough Riders and So Def. Okay, it wouldn't be no Rough Riders without Swiss Beats. It will sound very different, and it wouldn't be no So Def without Jermaine Dupri. Okay, that's proven. And both of these producers are involved with the artist's first projects. Eve's first project, Swiss Beats, the production credits, he's all over that thing. And of course, on the Brat's first album, Jermaine produced the whole entire album. Okay. And again, like I said, they're both pioneers from the 90s. And Eve and the Brat's, both of their music is evolved around women empowerment. It's evolved around women empowerment, standing up for yourself. You can do better. You know what I mean? You don't have to limit yourself for anything or anybody. You know what I mean? Just breaking the barriers the the concept of being a woman, you know what I mean, or a traditional woman, as you say. So it's like, hey, I'm gonna be different regardless. I'm gonna be me. That's what the Eve and the Brat gave. You know what I'm saying? And of course, Eve and the Brat write their own songs. This was back in the times in hip hop to where you have to come with it, to where if you have a ghostwriter, 9 times out of 10, you won't get that much credit and respect like that in the industry. You have to come off with the pen or just a cappella, and you have to fight for your spot. That's how it was back in the day. Very different from now. You definitely have to fight for your spot and prove that I'm meant to be here and I'm about it. I'm as hard as y'all dudes. And since we're talking about female rappers here, we have to go out of our way to prove that we deserve to be here as y'all too. You know what I mean? Y'all not the only one that could rap and go off with the mic like us. So that's what I love about these two women. Okay. And with Swiss Beats and Eve, it's more of an East Coast duo. You know what I mean? Eve is from Philly, as we know, and Swiss Beats is from New York. And this is a family affair situation. You know what I mean? Of course, alongside with Swiss uncles and aunt being the founders and the CEOs of Rough Riders. So this is a whole family junction here. You know what I mean? And of course, Eve represents Philly, and you know what I mean, in her music, especially her first album. Like, she made sure that Philly is represented, and that's what you got to do. You got to represent what you from, man. You can't forget where you're from. And Eve touched on topics with that us women go through, like her single "Love Is Blind." She talked about a woman going through an abusive relationship, and that song really touched a lot of females in a way to where it's like, man, like, this is memorable. This helped me get through this time. This really showed me the light. You know what I mean? So it's very like Eve have her, of course, she have her memorable moments in hip hop and her music, and those are one of those songs to where it hit us in a different way. Again, women empowerment. Okay. Next, Jermaine Dupri and the Brat. Now, this is a Midwest meets the South thing, because we all know that the Brat's from the Chi, you know what I'm saying? And Jermaine Dupri is from the South, which is Atlanta, okay? And they mostly do party themed music, you know what I mean? The Brat, she talks about having fun, you know what I mean? Just having a good old time, you know what I mean? Smoking, you know what I mean? Just having a good time, like a very vibey, lyrical music, you know what I mean? And the Brat, she come off with the pen, and I just like the way she just emphasized her words, her enunciation, and all that, you know what I mean? And of course, Jermaine Dupri owns So So Def. He's the CEO of So So Def. We said that in the previous episode. He is the owner. He runs it, so it's a little bit different there. However, the Brat and Jermaine Dupri consider each other as brother and sister, as family. So again, that's that family dynamic there. And and of course, the Brat represents Chicago in her music. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this duo has a lot of similarities, yet is very, very, very different. Personally, I have to say, I love both of these women. I love both of these women, and one thing that I can say is that I'm glad that they exist, and I'm glad that they really like prove themselves. Like, I'm good at what I do, and this is what I do. I'm good at it, and that's why I'm here, and I'm doing it. And they definitely, both of them definitely needs to be acknowledged, and it's definitely on the list, along with Queen Latifah, Roxanne Shante, MC Light, Little Kim, Foxy Brown, Angie Stone. I could go on, okay? Yes, I do know my history. Okay, I do my homework. But but yeah, again, shout out to both of these women. You know, we definitely needed y'all music, whether it's good times or bad times, it's definitely needed. And again, shout out to Swiss Beats and Jermaine Dupri for the most memorable beats ever think of. Okay. Now, I'm glad that, Swiss changed his life around to do music. And I'm glad that Jermaine Dupri stepped up to the plate and decided to run their own label, man, because I think music will be a little different if they wasn't here. So again, shout out to those four. Okay. Now we finna get into the last segment, returning to the capsule. Okay, returning to the capsule where we talk about albums and going back in time. Now, this is a 1996 edition. Okay. This was 2 years before I was born. However, I still listen to these projects. Okay. So, yeah. So, just to let y'all know, first, ladies first. Okay. Hardcore by Little Kim. Yes, indeed. Hardcore by Little Kim. Yes, all right. I'm old enough to talk about this. So, this was released in November 12th, 1996. Okay, singles from this album is No Time and Crush on You. And this was Little Kim's first album. Okay, first album. And this peaked number 3 on the U.S. top R&B and hip hop album charts from Billboard. And this is 2 times platinum. Okay, this was back into where it was physical sales. Okay, again, this is from 1996, so this is pure sales time. All right, way before the streaming time. Now I gotta say, okay, this is one of my favorite albums by Lil Kim, still to this day. To this day, okay. All right, this is my favorite album till this day. Okay, Lil Kim broke down barriers and really, really, really did a lot of extraordinary things in this album, in the promotion of it. Y'all know which poster I'm talking about, okay? She is the first lady in this industry to do that, okay? And she's one of the first. And, she definitely like went out, in my opinion, out of her comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? In a sense of like, like with the poster and stuff like that, but really trying to prove a point like, yeah, like, listen, y'all say y'all do this and that in y'all songs and stuff like that. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing because this is how I really feel. Now, of course, this is a raunchy album, okay? I don't know if parental advisory, that tag should have been on there. I felt like rated X should be the thing on there, the tag, because this is a very raunchy album, okay? If you're not 18 and up, don't play this album around kids. Personally, the last song on this album, FU, is my favorite. It's my favorite song on the album. And on top of that, Notorious B.I.G., he co-produced that track, which I find very interesting. But that's my favorite track off there. Mafia Land, that's my favorite track on there. And let me see. Of course, I like No Time and Spin a Little Dough. That's yes, that is my favorite. Okay. And again, Lil Kim is one of the queens of hip hop. Okay. She definitely did her thing. That album is still memorable till this day. Okay. And that definitely cemented her name in hip hop. So again, shout out to Lil Kim. Second, we're gonna go to Bow Down by West Side Connection. I almost said West Coast. West Side Connection, okay? Released on October 22nd, 1996. Singles from this album is Bow Down and Gangsters Make the World Go Round. And this is a debut album from the whole group. Okay, and it peaked number 1 on the U.S. top R&B and hip hop albums chart from Billboard, and this is certified platinum. Now, y'all know, my favorite song is "Woo Woo." Hey, what? Hey, yes, yeah. the gangster, the killer, and the dope dealer. That song is on this album. Okay, that's my song, and that's a song that's played on the radio. My mom put me on to that song. My mom put me on to that song. Okay, but yeah, that's my favorite song off that track. And yeah, man, it's just very memorable. Very memorable album here. 1996 was a year of hip hop, good and bad. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that is a good album. Now, last but not least, I'm gonna really get into it because this is my favorite project. Okay, the Don Illuminati by the 7 Day Theory by Machiavelli. Okay, we all know it's Tupac. So this was released on November 5th, 1996, couple of months after his death. So this is the first album that is released under Pac's name. Well, the alias of Machiavelli, but he released it's released under his name after his death. That's basically what I'm saying. So the singles from this album is Toss It Up, To Live and Die in LA, and Hail Mary. And this is his fifth album. This is his fifth album that he made, and it peaked #1 U.S. top R&B and hip hop album, and in U.S. Billboard. And this peaked 4 times platinum. Okay. This is one of my favorite Pac projects to this day. Now, this project is deemed to be Pac's darkest album till date. Okay, this is as dark as it can get. Okay. Now, there was a lot of direct disses on this album. Like, this album, I swear, shook the whole world still to this day. And he predicted a lot of things on this album. Like, Against All Odds, he predicted a lot. Like, a lot of stuff that he said on that track came to life strangely. Okay. And my favorite song from that album is Blasphemy, Hail Mary, of course, and Against All Odds. Like, it was a dark album from Pac. Okay, it doesn't get as dark as this, talking about war and all this stuff, right? I don't know if kids should listen to this album. Oh, and also me and my girlfriend, that's my song right now. So, yeah, but again, this is a dark album, but it's one of my favorites. It definitely makes me want to get in the booth and write and go crazy on them. But, but yeah, so again, rest in peace, Pac, man. Shout out to Westside Connection and shout out to Little Kim. So, what is your take on this episode? So, you remember Swagger Like Us and 6 foot, 7 foot. You remember those times, and what's your favorite for your favorite project from Master P? What are your favorite gems from him? What do you take from him? What did he inspire you to do? And also, how you feel about Megan Thee Stallion's Popeye deal? You willing to try out the sauce? You know what I mean? Or get some merchandise items from her? And what's your favorite Eve and Swiss collaboration song? And what's your favorite Da Brat and Jermaine Dupri song? Their favorite song, their collaboration, their production. And yeah, what's your favorite song on Hardcore? You know what I'm saying? What's your favorite song on Bow Down? And what's your favorite song on the Don Illuminati? And yeah, so yeah, I hope y'all guys enjoy this episode, man. I hope I teach y'all something. I hope y'all enjoy it. I hope y'all just chill and just like the content. And again, this is Music Link with Kimmy Diamond. Content brought to you by Music Arena. And have a good day and stay positive and stay up and keep it rap-tabulous. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, bye.